Everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow out of Diagnostics. We're at a local shop here that does fleet services. We just finished up that F450 with the no communication, no crank issue. And they were so impressed, they got another Ford truck here on the lot that has an issue. This one is a 2004 F450 dump truck, 6-liter PowerStroke diesel. It's having problems with charging the battery. So, history is, obviously the alternator is brand new, it's remanufactured. The shop said that the owner of the truck installed a Rock Auto alternator, and that one only charged at idle, but when the RPMs went up over 2 grand, it stopped charging. So they put in this alternator and it worked great for 1 week, but now it's not charging at all. So let's do a code scan on this thing, see where it goes. So first thing I want to do is look for the battery light. I do not see the battery light. That is a red flag. We just did one of these PowerStrokes, I think it was in 2006, that had a charging system problem, and the battery light was, I think on that one was on, or was it? No, it was missing, and that was the issue on that one. So potentially that could be a similar problem. But this one is actually, it was a dual generator system that then they removed one of the alternators to install a hydraulic pump or something. So now it has only a single alternator. So this wiring setup is a bit different. I think this one is PCM controlled. Okay, so using my headlamp, you can see the battery light lives right there. Airbag, tow haul, battery, and then check gauge. So we turn the key on. Should be right under the check gauge light. Tow haul, I guess that's on off. So we don't have a battery light, and that's what we know. By the way, let's just start the truck up. And on the scanner, get to see the live battery voltage here. I did a pre-scan. Let's go right into PCM. You can see we're less than 12 volts, so it's definitely not charging. And look at the codes here. P0623, generator indicator circuit. So that's going to be in the continuously stored codes. Speed control lamp control circuit. So this one, P0623, is suspect. Let's clear all the codes out because it has, you know, some battery voltage codes, voltage out of range, hybrid electronic cluster, and we'll see if that's a hard fault in the PCM. Alright, so keys on, clear DTCs. So P1000 is left. Let's run it, shut it down, and do another scan and see if that 623 code comes back. Alright, here we go. Key on, battery light's still missing. Shut it down, key back on, let's scan it again. Alright, sure enough, now we have 3 codes. They ran the check. 623 is a hard fault. Our battery light is not on. We're going to chase that and see if we can get this charging system back online. Alright, so let's do a little bit of homework on this 623 trouble code. So P0623, generator lamp control circuit. It just says G, so you have to scroll down. There's G. It says refer to charging system for diagnostic procedures. Okay. So, charging system, description and operation, principles of operation. With dual generators, so the PCM supplies voltage to turn on the lower and upper alternators, okay? So let's look at the wiring diagram first. Here's our primary, upper alternator. There's the PCM, and it sends, I'm guessing, just the power on this 904 circuit, light green and red. Powers up this alternator, and then the secondary alternator is also controlled by the PCM on circuit 1185. The charge light, here's the instrument cluster, light green and red wire, turns into a violet wire, pin 30 on this connector at the PCM. So I think the code is purely for the charging, for the charge light. That's what it seems like. It's not clear in the actual description here. This just describes kind of the strategy of when the secondary alternators turned on. I circuit, dual generator, A circuit. That's just the sense circuit. So in the diagrams, the I circuit is the control, and the A is just the battery voltage sense through a fusible link. So pretty straightforward in terms of wiring. But for whatever reason, the PCM has this code, and it's not turning on that upper alternator. Remember, this, we don't even have the secondary one. The harness is probably there, but it's deleted. So on scan data, first I want to look at, is there a PCM data PID for alternator command? And then we'll do some wiring checks to see if, if this charge light is, maybe the bulb's burnt out, or is the PCM not turning it on. So let's go into scan data first, since we're here. Alright, so we're inside the truck. I have 4 data PIDs pulled up. These are the only PIDs available for battery related or alternator related things. So battery voltage, generator B fault, generator output fault, and generator fault indicator lamp. So let's see if we cycle the key. It just says off. No error. So it's commanding the lamp off. But why is it setting that code? That's interesting. And obviously, we're not charging, but it says no error. There's no desired voltage or percent, or the alternator's on or off. So that's pretty crazy. Let's unplug the alternator and see if anything changes on the scanner. So they replaced this pigtail. Let me try to unplug that. The alternator's unplugged. Did anything change? No error, off, not charging, so nothing changed whatsoever. Now we have to do some manual wiring checks. Alright, here we are at the alternator. You can see this pigtail for the control harness has been replaced. Pin 2 is just blank. So we have 2 control wires, the orange and light blue, and then this one, you can see this green and red was snipped off, and then it was bypassed all the way to the engine computer. So the shop owner said he told me that because he found it was an open wire somewhere in the harness and he didn't want to chase it. Understandable. But anyways, the orange and light blue, according to the diagram, is just battery positive right there through a fusible link. So with a test light from battery ground, if it finds a positive, it'll light up. Well, first we can check our main stud. That's hot. And then this one should also be hot at all times, and it looks like it is. So now we're just worried about the wake-up signal, which is this bypassed wire. So I'm going to install a piercing probe on here, plug everything in, and then see what the voltage is on that wire when we start the truck. So we'll plug that in. let's hook up a meter and see if the PCM is commanding this thing on. If not, we can try just by going from battery positive and waking up the alternator like we did on that other PowerStroke, just to see if the alternator is good. And if the problem is in the PCM, if it's not sending out that wake up signal, well, we can just tie it to an ignition source, I think, and should wake up the alternator. Once it's awake, it'll keep charging. So I think we should be able to get this truck back on the road, no parts required. Alright, so there's the voltage on the control wire right now. It's 0 volts. Key on. 1.25. Crank it up. 7.6. Alternator still not charging. What if we raise that up with a test light, see if we can kick this alternator up? I don't know why it's 7.7 volts. Kind of a weird number. Definitely sending out a signal there. 7.9 to a test light to here. We'll do 12 volts. It will stay there. Go here. Okay, there you go. Now we should be charging. Let me set up another meter so we can actually monitor the battery voltage here. Alright, so the alternator is actually putting out 35 amps. But the voltage is only 12.2. Regulator in here, I think is messed up. The voltage on the control wire is 8 volts. I think that's normal. Let's shut it off. See if the alternator keeps putting out the amps. 38 amps right now. Volts, and that should start climbing. So the alternator output sucks. I don't know why the pulley's so big. It's kind of weird. Let's raise the RPMs up a little bit, see if the amperage or the voltage goes up. Alright, so we're 11.8. Not really cutting it, is it? Now, alternator's junk. The set point's like 12 volts instead of 14. Alright, so I turned on some accessories, lights, high beams, fan. Let's see if, the voltage is at 11.8 here. Let's see if the amperage increased at the alternator. Still 35 amps. We're down to 12 volts. That's not enough. Not enough at all. Let's unplug it. So it's still putting out 40 amps. So if we shut it off and restart it, the alternator should put out 0 amps. 1125. It's still putting out current. Amps. What the heck? It doesn't even matter if it's plugged in or not? How does that make any sense? No difference. 24 amps. I'm not charging. The alternator is junk. It's a REMAN alternator, garbage. Alright, so a quick follow-up on that 2004 Ford F450 PowerStroke diesel 6-liter with the charging system problem. So how many alternators did this thing go through, or the shop tried? So when I got there, it had a REMAN Ford alternator from the dealer installed, and you saw it was not charging. It was putting out about 30 amps, which wasn't enough to keep the voltage above 12 volts. And what I didn't show on video is I actually touched the alternator on top, and it was scalding hot. I mean, you could probably boil water on it. So something in there was shorted, maybe a bad diode or something, so it was putting out some current, but obviously the alternator was junk. Brand REMAN alternator right from the dealer, a few days old. So obviously that was under warranty, but I told the shop, like, you might have to try 5 alternators. If they're all the same REMAN process, they're probably all junk. Well, guess what? They put on another Ford REMAN alternator, same exact thing, burning hot, doesn't charge. So I told him, you know, it's a crapshoot. The owner tried one from Rock Auto, I don't know what brand. That one charged at idle but wouldn't charge at higher RPMs. Ridiculous. So I think they went to an auto parts store and just got some other brand. I don't even know what brand. And that one worked. The truck is back on the road. It's charging fine. So even though in these cases where, like, hey, the alternator has been replaced 3 or 4 times, doesn't mean that the alternator is not the problem. In this case, it was. Just shitty parts, people. Like, brand new REMAN, it doesn't matter anymore. It could be bad right out of the box, or last a few days and then crap out. You just can't win, and it sucks because it's wasting everyone's time. Customers waiting for their truck. You know, I'm going back there to diagnose it again. On this one, I was 100% sure that the alternator was junk, so I told him just try a different brand. Don't go back to the Ford dealer. Just get your refund. Try a different brand. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But in these cases, precise diagnostics is even more important because, you know, you think you replace a part and it doesn't work, well, it must be something else. Nope, not the case at all. So half the time the part's bad. So it is what it is. But I hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.